Like I have a lot of people go, I want to be a base jumper. I go, man, are you willing to literally go, I may die today, and be quite honest about it, because you may well die today. And if you cannot accept that and go, yes, I'm willing to do that, don't do it. Base jumping is like the best drug you've had times 100. It's for me, I can count down. I can do 3, 2, 1, or I can picture myself on the edge of a cliff, and there's a wash of endorphins that just wash over your body. But the actual jump itself, it's like reality. It's like time slows down. Like everything goes super slow. Your sight becomes, uniquely focused. All the senses, everything you feel is just so sharp. And then afterwards, I used to feel no pain. It was intense. I mean, if I didn't jump at least twice a week, I was a mess. I was a mess. I would be jumpy and twitchy and going, fuck, I need to jump. So I was addicted to this drive. It was beyond just, I love, but it was, and then as you start to get, like any drug, you start to push the limits because you need it more. And if there's a shitty day where you shouldn't be jumping, it's too windy or it's too rainy, I'd still jump.
So it sounds like that drive for the feeling kept you going. And like I've seen that with rock climbers, and there's that film about the guy who
free climbs
and like he talks about the feeling, and he made peace with death. And that's how he's able to do what he did.
And that was the thing. It had the highest mortality rate, and I think it still does, of any sport. Like I have a lot of people go, I want to be a base jumper. I go, man, are you willing to literally go, I may die today, and be quite honest about it, because you may well die today. And if you cannot accept that and go, yes, I'm willing to do that, don't do it. Everyone who does it has to be at peace with it. Has to say, okay, this could be the last day of your life. Every time you jump could be the last day of your life.
So do you mind telling the story about why you decided to give base jumping up?
As the boys used to say, the most dangerous base jumper is a base jumper who's done 100 jumps with having nothing go wrong. And I was getting to that point because I would jump stuff where other guys would be like, no, it's too dangerous. Like, fuck that, I'm jumping. And I'd jump. I had a big accident. So I was just packing my parachute, and I just had this vibe the whole time, and I had this vision that it's like, don't do this, do not do this, do not jump. And I was like, man, this is fucking weird. So I just let my ego go, no. And then packed my rig, got on my gear, jumped in the car, 3-hour drive to Sydney, and the entire trip I had flashes of my mother, my sister, and my girlfriend at the time just saying, turn around, go home, do not jump. And I was like, what is this? It was just it was non-stop the whole way. And I'm like, this is crazy. I physically felt like I could not stand up, and there was this insane fear in my body just going, don't do this. And I was like, Jesus. And of course I let my ego, because there was guys that I didn't know, they were good. The boys were like, nah, it's not your day, man, just pack it up. And I was like, nah, I'm not fucking backing down. So I literally pushed through this, jumped off, and again, there's a way that you're supposed to form your body where you push the air away from yourself. It's called tracking, and you deflect the air and you push away from the cliff. There's photos, and I'm actually pin dropping backwards, even though I'm doing the motions. I'm actually sliding back towards the cliff, which is fine. I knew, you're watching, you're pumped, you're amped, everything's going in slow motion, and I'm counting down, and I reach around to count off, and I'm reach around to throw my pilot chute out. But because I put a different pilot chute in, I touched something that I wasn't used to, and I freaked out thinking, fuck, I've grabbed the wrong thing, and went back to my stance, then went, fuck, I'm going to hit the ground, you need to get this out now. So I pulled my the pilot chute out, but because I was sort of getting desperate, I dipped to shoulder, and that basically means that you swing your body because of the airflow. So canopy open, and it was all cool, but I saw the cliff was coming up and I was going to hit it. So I braced up, and as the canopy's opening, and I just threw myself, bounced off the cliff, and I was like, oh shit, which was fine. I was flying parallel to the cliff right next to it, and I think, shit, I've just hit the cliff, but I'm fine. Basically, I'd pushed, because I'd thrown my body out, I'd thrown the canopy out a little bit, and as I released the brakes, it dove straight back into the cliff. And I thought it worked the first time, I'll kick myself off, but because I'd taken the brakes off, the canopy was just bouncing nose first into the cliff, and I'm screaming at it, just get off. And I remember two things after that. I remember feeling the canopy snag, and I remember accelerating down this cliff, and then I remember being upside down, looking at my feet with these two trees, and I knew I was dead. I said, you're dead, and I passed out, which is pretty much what saved me, because I was limp when I hit the bottom. But all in all, I fell 150 metres or 450 feet, ripped through some 10-foot trees at the bottom, landed on massive river rock, shattered my floating rib was an inch either side of my spine, didn't crack my head. And yeah, basically, the two guys that jumped ahead of me ran over. One of them was like, "Don't worry, he's dead, man. He's not getting up." And then I woke up groaning, and they were like, "Oh man, I can't believe he's going to be. This is not going to be good." I ripped myself up. I had my pants full. I was blood everywhere. I had, massive friction burns all over my body. And I went into this insane rage because I'd lost the keys to my car, basically.
That's what you're worried about after nearly dying.
Exactly. So the boys are like, man, dude. But after that, it changed everything. I mean, I realised, why was I jumping? Because I'd literally reached the point where you've reached, where can you go from here? You're either going to die because you've pushed it to the limit, and that's what's left. So I stopped jumping with people. I kept jumping. I got up to, I stopped counting at about 98. I wanted to get to 100. I thought I've got to stop chasing numbers. I'm pretty sure I'm over 100, but I just said, you know what, if it's a number you're chasing, then it's probably going to sting you in the arse. So just go, you jump for your jumping, and that's why I don't really jump with anyone. I stopped jumping with other people because there was no ego involved. If I was jumping, it was on my own terms, for my own reasons, and I still get the kick out of it. It was still great, but the older you get, I just lost the. You need a lot of drive. It's and it takes a lot out of you to be that on the whole time. So you've got to as you get older, you just sort of don't have the energy, or I couldn't be bothered getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, really, and running away from security guards.
Middle-aged problems, isn't it?
Yeah, too hard.